So today we're going to be rebuilding these 300ZX calipers here, and we're going to use some air compressor to blow out the pistons. I'm also going to be cleaning them up and painting them. I got to use the brushes here, and I got some brake cleaner to try to clean them up as best as I can. See how that works out. And I got the rebuild kit here from, I believe, Z1 Motorsports, and it's the OEM kit, I guess. And it comes with some grease. I also got these little grommets here. They go in between the calipers. I'm going to take them apart. It's recommended not to, but I'm going to do it anyways. And then I'm going to try to figure out torque specs for these. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'll try to figure it out. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning these as best as I could. And then we're going to go ahead and take them apart and paint them. So the brake cleaner and the brushes aren't doing the job well enough, so I'm going to have to clean these up later with some degreaser. For now, I'm going to start taking them apart. I cleaned them up as best as I could for now, so it'll take most of the brake dust out of it. So now I'm going to use the air compressor and this tool right here, blow out the pistons. I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube. It's kind of hard, but I'm going to go for it either way. So the pistons are off and the calipers are taken apart. It's just 4 bolts on the calipers. Pretty easy to come off. And now I'm going to go ahead and degrease them so that way I make sure the paint really sticks on there pretty good and it lasts a long time. So with that being said, I'm going to degrease them. Let's get to it. All right, the calipers are all cleaned up. Now we're going to go ahead and tape them up so that way the paint does not get into the cylinders. We're also going to tape up the part where the brake line connects to, and I was going to tape up the bleeder valve, but the kit that I got came with new bleeder valve caps, so we'll just leave the old caps on there and paint over them, remove them, put the new ones on. Not a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and paint these, but first let me show you guys the color that I'm going to do these. I also forgot to mention that we do have to wipe them down with some alcohol just to get all the rest of the oils off, and I'm going to go with this dupli-color red caliper paint right here. And probably going to leave the Nissan silver, not quite sure yet. I will be hitting it with a clear. I don't know if I'm going to do satin clear or gloss clear, but I do got to hit it with the primer first, followed by the red, and then a clear. So after 3 coats, this is what the calipers look like. And now I got to let them dry and then hit them with the red, followed by the clear. So let's get to it. So after 3 coats of the red and 3 coats of the clear, these things look baller, man. Look at this thing. Ooh, I also sanded down the Nissan part. If you want to know how I did that, go ahead and go back and look at the video where I painted the Skyline calipers. I basically did the same process on these. And on this one, I actually made the Sumimoto logo. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I also left that part silver, sanded that part down. But yeah, the calipers are finally done. Now I just got to let them dry up. And yeah, this is a clear coat. I ended up going with the satin clear coat. And they still look They look pretty sick, I can't lie. So now I gotta go ahead and let these dry up and start assembling the pistons and the whole kit. So now it's time to assemble the pistons and the calipers. A lot of people have their own way of doing it on YouTube. Some people use brake fluid to lubricate the seals, and other people use the rubber grease it comes with. And it is rubber grease, so that's what I'm going to use on all the rubber seals and not the brake fluid. But yeah, here we have the kit ready to install. So we're going to go ahead and start putting this on. You also want to make sure the pistons are free and clear of debris. So that's what I'm doing here, is cleaning them with some brake cleaner. So now we got to remove the seals from the cylinder walls with this pick right here. You want to do it really carefully and make sure you don't scratch the inner walls of the cylinders, or the brake fluid will eventually leak out of the pistons, and that would be a bad situation. You would have to order new ones. So be really careful with this spot. I cannot stress that enough. So now I'm putting in the seals inside the cylinder wall. You got to make sure that these go in perfectly flat and they don't twist when you put them in there, and when you try to push your piston back in, they're gonna go down and it's just gonna be bad. So just make sure they go in nice and smooth. So I already put the seals on the top of the piston, the one that goes in between, in there on the side. So the inner seals are in as well. Now I gotta go ahead and press the piston in there. All right, so now we're gonna press the piston in. You got to make sure it goes in there straight and that it doesn't require way too much force for you to put it in. I guess you'll know when it's going in straight or not. But yeah, just try to center it as best as you could and then just push it down. And you don't want to push it all the way down, just like up to here, so we could get the edge of the rubber piece around that lip. Now we're going to go ahead and put this rubber seal around the lip of the piston there. That lip has to go around the piston here. So it'll look just like that, with the bottom portion around the bottom lip of the piston, as you could compare it to the other one. Now we just got to get that metal C-clamp clip and then put it around the rubber seal. Let me show you guys how to do it. So I just start on one edge and then work it around the other edge right there, just like that. Oh wait, didn't go on right. So just push it back down again around the lip and try again. Just like that, and boom, you're done. And this, you're gonna repeat this step with all four. So the calipers are done, and I'm just going to go ahead and bolt down the bolts on each edge, and that way it keeps the O-ring in between the calipers in place and I don't lose them. And the reason for me not doing them all the way right now is because I forgot my thread locker, and I'm going to go ahead and use that for these bolts just to double check. And I will do that once I get to the shop, but for now they are done. So the calipers are ready, and man, just look how they pop in the sun. It's pretty crazy. Now they're freshly rebuilt and ready to go. I just got to wait for the 240 to be ready, and I'm waiting on a couple parts. I did get the ISR 300ZX to S14 brake lines, so I am going to have to put those on, but of course not until I have the car. I'm also waiting on the 5-lug conversion for the 240SX in order to go ahead and throw these on. It's crazy, but I'm going to get to it. So stay tuned for more videos. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Once again, at range. Peace.